Greetings, Keepers, and welcome back to Keeper Roguelike. This time, the Alpha 16 build. There have been a number of fairly extensive changes added to the game, so much so that I thought it would be worth recording another run as a Keeper, just to highlight some of the changes. There have been some changes made to the adventure mode, but not nearly as many, or at least the changes that have been made don't affect the game in quite as large a way. They don't change the experience as much. So we're going to be running one dungeon, hopefully to victory, where I will be able to showcase some of the changes. So we're going to play a game as a Keeper. We are going to pick a name. The name shall be Anbu Scythe, and the level generation seed will be, let's say, Dapper. There we go. Let's see what Dapper will give us. Now, one of the big changes that has come in is there are now like a pool of potential enemies that might be in the world. Now, I'm going to go ahead and control the Keeper. You'll see there's a lot of new information, or rather the information is arranged in a much better way. But one of the big things that has been added is there is basically a pool of potential civilizations that might be present on your world. You will only get a certain amount of them. You won't get the whole group of potential civilizations every time you play. So there is a strong case for replaying the game now. There's much more replayability because you're not going to be getting exactly the same game with exactly the same objectives. That is, kill the human knights, kill the human warriors, kill the elves, kill the dwarves. You don't even need to kill the gnomes, but you probably always will. Kill the bandits, kill the dragons. That was it. They were a set of encounters, and it was never going to change. Now you've got dragons, hydras, minotaurs, giant spiders, friendly villages, like villages of ogres, villages of... Ooh, we don't want to be playing with a dragon. Villages of harpies, dark elves. Ooh, that looks like a harpy village. Hello? Hello? Hello in here? Hello, Harpy Village. You are, well, you're not good guys. You're good guys for us. We can actually directly hire harpies from that village. And there are other places. There is also the very beginnings of multi-layer dungeons in this now. There are actually locations which exist below. So like underground towns, graveyards that are underground. We can't build them yet, but we can explore them. So there's actually quite a lot to do now. A lot of new stuff. Now if we head over here, we'll see factions. There's a dragon. We found it. It's hostile. It lives there. There's also a witch. She lives there somewhere and she's hostile. But the Harpy village is right there and they're friendly and we can recruit from them, and that is really, really good. Main villains, that's one of the dragons. Lesser villains, the Harpies are our friends though. They're never really listed as allies, which is a bit odd. Now, we've got plenty of iron, a decent amount of gold back here as well. And this is the edge of the map. Ooh. Given that, we might want to actually start down there. But if we did, we'd have access to virtually no resources. So I think, realistically, we're going to have to be mining in somewhere up here. And since this looks like it's pretty much already been set out for us, let's go ahead and make this the main entrance. And that will lead up to this room, which will be our first and primary stockpile. Now, another thing that's been added that it's actually a really, really big thing in my opinion is the ability to fill in areas. That is huge. It's absolutely enormous. It's a big, big change. So we can use a fill-up tunnel, though it costs 50 stone to do. That's not a small amount of stone. Right. This is going to be a little initial resource pile, just so that we can get some resources squirreled away. Now, let's increase the speed up to very fast, just so we can get this through a little bit faster. Eventually, I want that filled in right there. Oops, don't want to fill in an imp. That should be filled in eventually. But for the rest of it, this is my customary sort of trap corridor for boulders. Ooh, that's interesting. It goes out over a lake. Still not going to go there, though. Right, we want resources in here, so let's store that in. Next, this could possibly be an early graveyard. It would make sense if we had a graveyard at the beginning, because we could then have like an exit over here. My keeper could stand in the doorway or whoever and like shoot anything coming in here, and then their bodies are going to be in the graveyard. It saves our imps a bit of running around, having to carry the bodies there. Now, straight after that, what I would like is the door would go there, a space here, and then we'd start up a, let's pause this for a moment, a nice big old training room, I'm thinking. Something like this, only we're going to have to dig it wider on the sides, which kind of annoys me. Oh well, we could just leave it there if we really want. In fact, actually, we want to bring it down one more anyway, otherwise it's going to be an even number, and I want it to be an odd number so I can have passageways leading off to the sides. Eventually, we'll have to fill that in as well. Alternatively, I could do something like this. Make it look a little bit more intentional. Yeah, I think we can go with that. This will be our training room. I always like our training room to be enormous compared to all of the other rooms, because it's one of the more important ones, and will tend, towards the end of the game, have more people in there than anywhere else. We'll set up a really, really small training room to start with, though. We'll just have a 9x9. That'll give the central tile 100% efficiency. You notice that the tiles will only really get like their room-specific decorations once it's completely surrounded. So that gives us 100 efficiency training room. Now, one of the really, really nice things that you can do here is if you choose any creature, you go to activity, you can change it as normal. You can tell it, go do this, go do that. But you can actively say you're not allowed to do this anymore, so it'll only do one task. For example, later on, once I've got a couple of orc shamans, I don't need my keeper to be studying to produce mana. I've got the shamans for that. So the keeper can go and do other things. Initially, though, we are going to want the keeper to be studying. And for that, we're going to have a nice little room back here. It'll even have some statues, other sorts of things. In fact, let's get rid of those. The throne will go there. We'll have some statues around here. The library will be this big. We will have some statues going along the side as well, and maybe 2 statues down there. We'll also, for the time being, you know what, we don't actually need that right now. We probably should get it though. Yeah, we do. I'll pick that up. We'll add in the fill tunnel right here. Can I? They probably need to move all of that around first. That's a bit of a pain. Right, well, let's get the library down. It's going to take us a little while to get everything moving properly. Very, very small library, all things considered. So let's expand that out so it's a reasonable size. Our keeper demands a little bit more from his minions than that. We're going to have... I could set up a dedicated little treasure room somewhere to the side. And I'm not against this idea, honestly. We could even have it in here and make this kind of a secret room. So it would have a statue there maybe, and then it would lead into the treasure room. I'm not sure if they can actually pass through statues though, but I kind of like the idea of the treasure room just being hidden off to the side. So let's make this a nice big treasure room in there. Right, get to work, imps. Go forth. Get me treasure, put it in there. Thank you very much. Now, what we can do is, since we are going to need some stone, we can access that from outside, like so. We're also going to need a lot of wood, so we can do this as well. There we are. We are probably going to want some more imps, but the first things I like to get with the library are sorcery and advanced sorcery. That gives my keeper a significantly higher chance to survive any attacks. We'll also then grab 2 imps as well to help with all of the resource gathering that we have to do. Now, since it's very, very dark, let's pop down some torches. We'll have one there, one there. We'll have we'll have one torch in my little room back there. We don't want too many lights in the library, come throne room, come statue garden, because I want it to be nice and dark and ambient in there. We do want plenty of torches in the training room, though. So let's get a couple of those built down. In fact, what I can do, even though the training room is probably going to be one of the most visited rooms in... Oh, actually, that doesn't want to be there. Visited rooms in the entire fort. I would actually like to have a little eye in there. Generally, I like eyes in all of the rooms. So, realistically, I should probably get rid of that one in the middle. But, no, we'll leave these. That should be fun. I definitely, though, thinking about it, want an eye watching over my treasury. We don't want anyone making off with my gold. No, 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 no. Right, they will probably be a little while bringing down all of the stone, and then they're going to spend it on things like that. We also want the eyeballs, of course, at the end where I am going to have the boulder traps being deployed. I can even have a boulder trap here if I want to, and I kind of do. This can still be a graveyard around it. It's just going to have a boulder trap right in front of the door, but with a little bit of room to move around. Or I could just leave it. I'll have to have a think of that one. But on the whole, fairly happy with what we've got at the moment. Now, you may notice we've got no monsters living here, and that is because we haven't yet actually built a dormitory. We do need to build one of those kind of right now. We also want you to hurry up and build all of this for me, please. Come on. Move, move, move. Do we not have enough? We should do. Fill up tunnel? No? Don't feel like it? You're just kind of chilling out? Oh, lazy peasants. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Seems that we can only have one fill request at a time. Not really sure why that is, but okay. Alright, we don't really want to break out into the water down here. So let's just kind of follow it along for a bit. There we go. Well, we may as well gather these resources while we're over here. And in fact, this can be one of the next rooms. Usually I prefer the path to be a little bit more straightforward, honestly. But that would cost me so much to fill in. I mean, I may be a bit obsessive about certain things, but that's just dumb. Let's get a little dormitory over here. We can actually use that space in a way. In fact, we can use this space too. I can almost make this look like I meant to do it. I like it when I can make things look like they were intentional when they really, really weren't. There we go. Almost looks intentional. Fantastic. Right, we want a dormitory in here. It's going to cost a fair chunk of wood to get set up, but that should be fine. Now, our current population is only 10. We are going to need to improve that. We'll go ahead and spread this out there. Get a nice big training room in the middle. And oh, carry on. There we go. We've got a shaman. Fantastic. We've also got an ogre. Double fantastic, or a troll. I believe it's an ogre. Yeah, it's an ogre. Right, well, shaman, you can get to work doing stuff in the library. We'll also fill in this other tunnel there. Whilst we need to build a graveyard, so let's get that going. It's going to use up a lot of my stone, actually. Graveyards are very, very expensive things to make. Very important, but super expensive. Do we have more stone up here? We do. So let's build off to that. We should get things on the go. Then I'm thinking we're going to want to get ourselves... Oh, it looks like our population's already filled out. Dread. Should have been a little bit faster on the ball there. We want to have some beasts. Now, with the beasts, I actually like to have the beast den fairly close to the front, because I don't like having many beasts. They tend to cause me more problems than anything else. But we're going to be brave. Usually I wait until a little while later to build the beast den, because if you get a couple of wolves and they go out and eat a few peasants from the wrong town, then all of a sudden you've got knights banging on your door and you don't even have a crafting station to have your minions actually be able to make some weapons for themselves. It can cause things to escalate far, far faster than you can really deal with. Pig breeding is a big one for us. We want a pigsty because that's going to allow us to increase our population. So we're going to grab that for 120 and then grab crafting for 40. Now this is going to be our pigsty over here. If we go to the pigsty, it will increase the population limit by up to 4. Now I'm not sure how it does that. We'll make 4 of them and see if that increases it. I increased it by 1. Let's make another 5. Increase it by 2. That'll increase it all the way up to 4. So a 4x4 is literally as much as you need, but for the sake of it, we'll fill it out. Right, there we go. Have we got... Oh dear. We've got a tree spirit. Hopefully the wolves that we just recruited will deal with it. No, they won't. Well, that's rubbish. Raven just lost all of its bits. That's equally rubbish. You know what? Come on then. Let's get our ogres out there. I would like it very much if we could make a new team comprised entirely of our ogres. We've got 5 ogres right from the start. That's actually pretty good. Now, this is, of course, one of the really nicest features in KeeperRL, is the ability to control minions as a roguelike. Hello. We would like to destroy you utterly from the outside. Oh, no? Okay. Fair enough. I don't need to watch the message history, but I hope my ogres will finish you off. No? Really? Well, drat, damn and blast. You're ruining my minions. No one's going to be able to get into my fort. This is very awkward. Very awkward indeed. We shouldn't have been so hasty to chop down all those trees. Okay, well, what we can do here, this is not quite what I like to do. I'm going to use my keeper. I'm going to grab my orcs. I'm going to grab my orc shamans. The keeper is going to be the leader, and I'm going to control the keeper. Okay, everyone, let's get out there. We need to deal with this scallywag for now. Now, the keeper has a lot of spells. As you can see now, all of the spells are down there. It makes it very easy to cast things. Hello, everyone. Don't worry, don't worry. Now, there is one really nice thing that can happen now, is your minions will actually trade with one another. Well, not so much trade, but you can give items to each other. That is incredibly useful. Now, I'm going to help everyone out with a stun ray to the tree spirit. There we go. Now I'm going to summon some insects. Then I'm going to proc magic shield on myself. Proc strength. Also proc dexterity so that I can hit things better. And we're all going to get involved and try and kill the tree spirit. There we go. The tree spirit's leg was broken when a fly bit the tree spirit by its harness. The orc kicks the tree spirit swiftly. The tree spirit's leg is broken. The tree spirit collapses. The orc shaman punches the tree spirit swiftly. The tree spirit's neck is broken. The tree spirit is killed. Well done, orc shaman. I am actually remarkably impressed that you were the one to kill it. But there we go. Well, that's recycled our population a bit, so we should actually see a couple of things showing up. But before all of these vultures make off with, or rather eat all of these corpses, I want them for my graveyard. We may actually end up with an early zombie or vampire or two. And that's without actually having engaged the various civilizations, which is a big thing, honestly. It's very important. Because you don't want to engage the civilizations early on. It'll end with bad things. Very bad things, actually. But there we go. We've actually got a fairly extensive amount of things in that little area. I don't think you can use pig corpses. Alas, that would be very cheaty though, let's be honest. Right, we want a lot more stone. So that means we need to dig there. I must have missed that. But yeah, we've got a zombie. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We're almost at the maximum population. An ogre joins and a cave bear joins, and that's it. We're at our 14 pop. Now, to increase our population any further, we're going to need things like statues. Now that takes 300 gold each. I'm willing to do it though. Let's get 2 statues going. And each one of those will increase our population limit by 1. Now, as far as I'm aware, statues can just be built indefinitely. I don't think there's a maximum capacity for the statues to increase your population to. So you might just want to just keep building them and building them and building them. You no longer have to pay wages, so you don't need to worry about that. What will we put in here? A vampire joins us. Oh, fantastic. I'm really glad about that one. The vampire for now. Where are you, vampire? There you are. Why? I guess if you want to eat pigs, you can eat pigs. Now, what I would like to do here, I don't want you training. I want you studying for now until you've learned every spell that's available to advanced sorcery. Once I've got master sorcery, then I'll have my vampires training until they've learned all of that as well. Can you please go and like chain? There, go study. Once you've woken up. Right, we've got a room over here. Now, I guess I could make this a large room. What I like to do with my equipment rooms is make the equipment storage room enormous and have all of the crafting rooms built off the equipment storage room. It seems to make a little bit more sense to me, really. It looks like this is almost as big as we're going to be making this room. There we go. That's as big as we are making. Oh, why? Cave Bear, why have you gone and angered a green dragon? There is nothing we're going to be able to do against a green dragon. I hope you understand. You may have just brought doom to us. This is precisely the reason that I don't like having animals. Oh, that is going to be so bad if that ends up killing. If that ends up angering the green dragon and it comes for us. Oh my lord. It would be down to our magic users. I would have to very, very carefully have my magic users engage the green dragon, stunning it so that the rest of my troops could get involved. That's the only way. But I kind of like the pressure that animals put. I mean, as I did say, I dislike having them. It's not entirely true. I actually kind of like having them because of the fact that they do make it a little bit harder to predict everything. And in a game like this, I think it's important to have those little bits of extra difficulty added in. Let's dig that out. Okay, that's not too bad. We will have a nice, simple 5 by 5 room, I think. Yeah, we'll make this our workshop. Now, what I want is some torches. We'll have 2 torches in the pigsty. I'm not going to put a torch in the dormitory or a torch in the beast lair. I think they would prefer to be left alone, honestly, in the dark. We can expand the training area. We've only got a couple of tiles that are at 100% right now, and it would be nice to have more of them at 100%. So let's build this out all the way. Make a nice big round training room. As round as you can make it in a game that only deals with squares. There we go. Now, in here, we will also have a couple of torches. Now, this is a much larger room, so we'll have 4. Unfortunately, it's not quite... Well, it's even, but I just like having odd numbers. For some reason, that just seems better for me. But we definitely want a workshop, so let's set that up right now. The orcs, I don't want my orcs working in the workshop. So all of my orcs, you're going to be taken off working in the workshop for now. There we go. And you as well. No workshop for you. Eventually I'll take you off working in the forge as well. I like to have things like my ogres working in the workshops. I don't know why. Again, it's just mostly thematic. My goblins, I tend to just have working in all of them. But so if I've got enough ogres, I take them off the forge, because I'm thinking, well, what can a goblin really do in the forge? It hasn't got the strength to really hammer on that anvil. The ogres, though, have strength in spades, so it's fine. It looks like our wolves are exploring around a bit. I approve of this greatly. They may even be coming back right now, though. But hopefully we're going to be able to get all of that together. We need more trees and we need a lot more iron. So let's go ahead and harvest the trees out here. As for the iron, though, I guess we could mine in over on this side and grab this iron. There we go. If you hold down shift, then you can draw out a box. So there we are. That should help. And we're doing all of this off a tiny, tiny little resource room. I'm actually kind of impressed in that regard. Right, we are going to need more gold, though, if we want to increase our population much more. I'm going to leave space around here for extra statues. There we are. The workshop is complete. I'm very, very happy with this. And generally speaking, we're doing all right. I would like to get a cave bat, because obviously cave bats will tend to explore caves, and that is very useful early on. There we go. Go and study. How much mana have we got? We may actually have enough mana for Master Sorcery. Yes, we do. Now, Master Sorcery is the big thing for us. If we pick up Archery, we can also make that in the workshop. So let's do that. And, in fact, traps as well. But until we've got some people working in the workshop, I don't think there's much reason to worry about setting up the traps just yet. But Master Sorcery is the really it's the main thing, because at the point you get Master Sorcery, your Keeper becomes a very, very powerful weapon. Now, how are things going down there? There's nothing really down there that we can see. Are there any secrets that I can easily mine to up here? There's a couple past the dragon, but I don't want to deal with that. I don't know what this is either. Have we got any other things uncovered? No, not really. That's a bit of a shame. Now, the different animals tend to like being out at different times. The wolves, for example, prefer to be out and about at night. The vampires, now, there's another thing that they can do. They have a skill which produces darkness around them. I think it's something they learn later on. I'm not entirely sure. But it basically allows an undead to go out in the daylight. I think I'm going to take out one of my orcs. I want to explore. Let's find out what's going on outside. Find out where a couple of the locations are that we might want to hit later on. Possibly with the next night. We haven't really done much in terms of going out and fighting, but that is definitely fairly high on my list. We need to get more mana. Ooh, what are you? You are a kobold. This is the first time I've seen the kobolds. I'm not sure if the kobolds are friendly or not. I'll have to find out. Anything else? That's a field, so obviously there's going to be some... Ooh, what's going on here? Peasants. Someone has killed all the peasants already, really? Oh, wow. Someone has definitely killed all the peasants. Ah, possibly an ogre. Sorry, a cyclops or something. Let's poke our head in. Oh, no, bandits. Okay, fair enough. Don't really want to play with you. I mean, I will if I have to. It looks like you're going to be the one who's winning, because I am not equipped with any weapons. Okay, well, we know where the bandits are now, then. Bandits are hostile. Witch is hostile, and the dragon is obviously hostile. But hopefully, if the bandits do attack, they'll wander past the dragon. The dragon will help us, or they might even go past the harpies. Now, as you could see, the bandits had been slaying peasants. By the same token, they could slay harpies. They could flat out wipe out the entire civilization of harpies. Oh dear. We don't know where they are, but they're unhappy with us because of our power, apparently. Oh, probably Master Sorcery has triggered that. You can have a look, as I did, with the triggers to find out exactly why that race has been triggered to start attacking. That's kind of a bad thing for us, honestly. We don't want to deal with lizard men right now. Lizard men are poison immune, and they can cause poisoning when they attack, which is rough. One of the most effective traps is a poison trap. Okay, well, let's see. Can I change this? You should be willing to work in the workshop. Okay, well, I think I'm going to turn off your training for now. Get my ogres up working in the workshop. They should be able to produce an enormous amount of arms and also the arrows. The arrows are... bows in this game are crazy powerful. It is very much worth allowing your units to train up to use bows. You're under attack by the lizard men. Ah, scallywags. Okay, let's see how many are coming. There's quite a few, actually. Well, drat. Okay. Right, well, the first thing we're going to do, and it might be the last thing, this might be the end of our run. I'm going to go ahead, make a new team with the Keeper and my 3 vampires. So, Keeper, all 3 vampires, my 2 orcs, and my ogres. And I'm going to command my Keeper, pull everyone down here into this area. If I had a bow, I would use it right now. Let's wait for them to approach. Don't get in here. That's right. Now everyone can engage. Now my forces, one vampire's already gone invisible because it has learnt their spells. Now the way that the spells work is the Keeper automatically knows every spell up to the level of spells that you've learnt. I think we've just wiped them out. Fantastic, that actually didn't work too badly. Okay, the lizard men have killed a lot of my imps, though thankfully, up to a certain amount, the imps are free to summon. They only start costing once you've gone over 4, I believe. But there we go, there's plenty of imps to help move all of the gold and hopefully weapons as well as the bodies around. So we should actually see a couple of my units suddenly equip gear, which is fantastic. Also, please move that corpse. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, our first siege has been dealt with, and it has actually given us enough money to go ahead and build a statue. I approve. Let's get that in place. And it looks like everyone has equipped all of the gear that we got from them. Alright, not too bad. Unfortunately, poison will travel, so one thing I'm going to do before anything else is I'm going to put in some doors. No, move. Thank you. There we go. There we are. They'll act as an airlock of a sort to prevent all of the poison in this room from moving around. Now, the larger the room, the less concentrated the poison becomes. Now, my undead are poison immune. So are my imps. No one else is. So that also includes... Really, I'm under attack again. That also includes your Keeper, so don't walk into the graveyard with your Keeper. The lizard men are also poison immune, unfortunately, but if we were being attacked by other people right after another attack, it's good to have them have to walk through your graveyard, because it's going to be full of noxious fumes, and it'll help you weaken them and wear them down a little bit. But that is going to be it for this episode. In the next, we're going to see how we can deal with the second lizard man attack. Maybe we'll end up with enough gear from them to equip all of our minions, and with gear, their survivability increases several times. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and look forward to any feedback you may have to offer. But until next time, and as always, do take care.